Welcome back to Relationship in the Raw, hosted by Estes Therapy, where we talk about real relationship challenges and solutions brought to you by actual therapists.
Have people told you you've got anger problems? Do you actually know you've got an issue with anger? Well, keep watching. I'm going to walk you through some basic steps on how to manage some of that anger. I'm Joe Salvati. I'm a licensed clinical social worker at Estes Therapy. Let's jump into it. Number one, stress. Stress underlies everything when it comes to anger. Why does on that one day, that one extra email or that one phone call that came in at 4:59, right when you're about to walk out the door, why is that the thing that drives you over the edge? Why is that one person honking at you on the 805 just too much? Stress. And I'm not just talking about you had a hard day today or the kids went wild this morning. We could be talking about cumulative stress. That's right, it builds up over time. What are you doing to relieve stress? It's the age-old question. Right? How much stress is coming into your life? How much are you pouring out with exercise, meditation, breathing, communication, emotional expression? Lots of different ways to get rid of our stress because we know it's going to be coming in, right? All right, so once you get some of the stress taken care of, the next tool that we want to be thinking of is empathy. Therapist's favorite word, empathy. What is it? Can you put yourself into the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors of someone else? Okay? Simple as that. Except it's not always that simple. You might imagine, oh, it's easy for a therapist to say, oh, just put yourself into someone else's emotional experience. Yeah, maybe some of us learned a little bit differently at home, or maybe we just have some natural ability that not everybody else has. You can gain empathy. You can work that out. Okay? One of the first things we do is think about, well, what's getting in the way? Why do you not want to do it? Why is it difficult for you? What kind of barriers are there? Right? Number one, I'll give you the first step here is filters. Filters in communication. For example, when you're in conflict, are you just waiting for your turn to talk? Are you gathering ammunition for when you get to talk? Are you playing district attorney and trying to poke holes in what the other person is saying? Classic communication barriers to having and demonstrating empathy for someone else. Why is empathy important? When we can put ourselves into the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors of someone else, it immediately takes down some of that defensiveness. We may not like what they did or said, but I might have a little bit more understanding of why they did it. The next part is respond instead of react. I have a little task for you. After you finish this awesome YouTube video, go into the search bar on YouTube, watch the Key and Peele episode or skit of The Substitute Teacher. You done messed up, AA Ron? That's right. That substitute teacher is reacting, not responding. So if you need to see an example of what it looks like to just have you get a stimulus and you just react without actually thinking and considering your response, go watch that video, right? One of the goals is, can we add a little bit more time into the stimulus and your response to it? If it's that fast, it's probably going to be reaction. If we can start to elongate that moment just a little bit, then I almost guarantee you, you're going to start making better decisions, better responses, because you have a little bit more time to do so. The next step is that internal voice. What are you saying to yourself? Sometimes it's about yourself. Let's not get it twisted. A lot of anger is self-directed. It's not always just directed out at the world. And if this is you, you know what I'm talking about, right? The internal voice, negative self-talk, you hear that a lot. One of my favorite pieces comes out of rational emotional behavioral therapy, REBT, is A plus B equals C. The activating event an event that happens in the world is completely neutral. Any event in the world is completely neutral. A plus B, which is your belief about it, which is why some people think, oh, I stole bread to make sure that my family could eat, so I believe that that's okay. Another person would say, well, stealing is wrong no matter what, right? So whatever that belief is, that's yours. A plus B equals C. C is the consequence. So if someone cuts you off in traffic, A, you believe that guy's a jerk, that's your belief. The C, the consequence is you're going to be mad, scared, angry, give him the finger. What if you can change the belief? Right? Think about that. Yeah, that guy cut me off. I didn't like that. But what if he didn't see me? What if he just came from the hospital and his, kids are sick and his mind isn't there? Does that change the outcome? Does that change how you feel about it? I bet it does. The next one is assertive communication. So you feel all this, hey, I don't like the way that you cut me off. I don't like the way that you talk to me, spouse or kid or boss or coworker. Usually we communicate it like, you shouldn't have done that. You should know. You should respect me. You already know that I don't like. What if we could change that style of communication to I? I don't appreciate it when I felt disrespected. I need, I want in the future. Using I instead of you based statements is a huge way to not only keep yourself more calm, but the other party to lower their defenses. The next one is, I think, one of the more key components to anger management is expectations. Why should people do things the way that you want them to? And I don't mean that sarcastically, I mean that with curiosity. Why should they? Right? Sometimes it's safety based. Okay, maybe you do need them to do it the way that you need. Other times it's culturally based. We may not be changing that. Other times it's gender role based. Maybe we could rethink some of those things. Other times it's just because I said so. If you think about it and you reevaluate your expectations and you stick with it, because I think this is the most efficient, the safest, the right way to do it, okay, stick with it. But do you have to feel angry about it? That's a choice that you can make. Or could you reevaluate your expectations, modify them so that you don't have to live with all this anger burning a hole inside you or exploding when it comes out? The next one, my personal favorite, probably the most emotional of all of these, is forgiveness. Why are we talking about forgiveness in an anger management video? If this is you, you might already know. Is there something in your life that you've chosen not to forgive? Maybe that someone else did or that you've done, that might be driving the amount of anger that you walk around with every day. This could be one of these driving factors about, why am I just always pissed off? My life's maybe not even that bad, but I wake up and I'm just waiting for something wrong. Forgiveness is a really, really powerful tool. It's probably the hardest out of all these. Lastly, when all of these things are put into a big pot and stirred around and you start working on them, that's wonderful. Doesn't always work like that, or it doesn't always work that fast, I should say. So the last thing is a technique that we call a timeout technique. It is designed to stop conflicts right in the moment. Right? Call a timeout. Both parties have agreed beforehand. If someone calls a timeout, it's over. You're walking away. You agree on a time to come back. No less than 20 minutes, no more than 24 hours. And then you reconvene. What do you do after the timeout and you reconvene? Use that empathy, respond instead of react, take some time, consider another opinion and another position, use the I-based statements, right? Have you reevaluated your expectations? If you can put all those together, and when you come back to a conflict, you're gonna have a much, much different outcome. I know you can do it. I appreciate you watching. Make sure that you click our link in the information below. It's probably somewhere down right over here. You can come see me if you need some additional tips with anger management. Thanks, and keep watching for more videos.
Thank you for joining us today. Remember to comment below what you would like to learn about next. Check out Relationships in the Raw on all of our social media channels located in the description. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe to be connected with all of our upcoming episodes.